Hello, I'm Ron Mackey coming to you from Las Vegas, and I'll be reading another portion of my book, Parenting the Bottom Line. I'll begin with page 3. It has been stated by Lawrence Kuttner, PhD, that spanking simply does not work as a disciplinary technique. Well, I do not agree with his assessment. I believe that there are times when talking can be used as a tool for correcting the behavior of children. And other times, sending the little ones to their room without the television, iPod, videos, or any other form of entertainment can possibly get your point across. But when all the other methods of discipline fail, nothing else gets their attention like a few swats on the old seat of understanding. The subject of spanking as a means of parental discipline has sparked much controversy over recent years. And I have read about many people, including doctors, psychologists, and child development specialists, espousing the notion that the spanking of children leads to the likelihood of violent behavior in later years. Dr. Catherine Jones, a clinical psychologist in Alabama, stated that even black parents have become softer when it comes to disciplining their children. She once commented that one of the primary problems with parents is that they are more self-absorbed in their careers and individual needs. She went on to say that parents don't have a lot of time for parenting and attending to their children as they had in the past. Now, I truly agree with her insight. I see it every day. When a child gets in trouble at school, some parents don't make time to go to the school and meet with the teachers to see what the problems with their children are, nor even bother to attend local PTA meetings. And those types of parents get angry with the teachers for bothering them and wasting their time about their children. I believe that such actions by some parents is a form of neglect and is in essence child abuse. Every child that is born into this world deserves special care and protection from their parents. And whether parents realize it or not, love, guidance, correction, and discipline are a very important part of the responsibility of being a parent. Parents need to understand that parent-teacher conferences are a very important part of a child's life, and that it allows the parents and teachers to work together in order to help a student learn and be successful. And meeting the student's teacher and understanding classroom rules and expectations is a benefit for the parents and students. And if the parents know the rules of the classroom and the educational expectations, they will be able to enforce those expectations at home and help their children better adjust to their expectations. Dr. Jones also stated that many parents run their households as if it was a democracy, where everyone in the house has an equal say, including the children. And that to me is definitely not an appropriate way to run a household. Parents need to firmly establish themselves as adults and head of the household, but they tend to let things slip. If the things that Dr. Jones spoke about were fully established in the home, we would not have half the crime in this nation that we currently have. In today's society, parents need to be parents and not only take responsibility for the actions of their children, but hold their children accountable for their own actions. Dr. Jerry Collins, a clinical neurophysiologist in California, wondered if discipline was a dying art that parents no longer demanded in children. He believed that instilling discipline in children teaches them about family matters and other important factors of life, such as the meaning of boundaries and what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior in our society. Dr. Collins also pointed out that the majority of single-parent households in the black community are headed by women, and those families often lack a suitable male role model. And consequently, life for most black males and for many grown men is a frustrating search for the lost father who has not yet offered protection, provisions, nurturing, modeling, and especially love. According to 2000 census data, in certain zip codes in inner city Baltimore, Maryland, over 95% of the children are raised in single-parent homes. And for all intents and purposes, marriage as a cultural institution in those areas was extinct. And the government played a large role in killing it with the Great Society welfare solutions of the 1960s. Those programs that were designed to be helpful took away the responsibility of the father to provide for his children and placed the responsibility on the mother, and the government took over the role of the father. And many families have suffered great consequences because of it. Dr. Collins notes an excerpt from a book written by Erich Fromm entitled The Art of Loving. And in it, he observed that a father's love is conditional on how well the child obeys his wishes and how well he achieves something of significance to the father. It is, he says, a father's love that motivates the child to obey the laws of society and to adopt its values. He also observed that teenagers mostly supervise themselves today than ever before. And he recalled the words of a 14-year-old in one of his counseling sessions as saying, "My parents let me do anything I want to do as long as I don't get into trouble." Now, in my own experience, I can recall several instances in my childhood where I chose to bypass known limitations and boundaries set by my parents in a stand of rebellion. I realized in those instances that I disappointed my parents, as well as exhibited a lack of respect for them by my errant behavior. I will say that it did not take long for my father to relay the message to my seat of understanding that such behavior was not acceptable and would not be tolerated in the future, and to me the message was clear. After I realized the error of my ways, I apologized for my misbehavior, got a hug from my parents, and went out to play, realizing that I had parents who loved me and were willing to do as responsible parents have a duty and a responsibility to do, and that is to love, guide, nurture, correct, and protect their children, and to help them to grow up to become productive adult citizens. That's it for today from the book, Parenting the Bottom Line. I'll be seeing you again to read some more of my book. If that interests you at all and what's being said, please comment. Comment on my YouTube video. And I'll see you again soon. And by the way, happy parenting and have a wonderful parenting day. Bye-bye.